friends. You know, every year the kindergartners hatch chicks in their classroom, and this year we couldn't do it. So I thought that it would be fun to learn a little bit about chickens and eggs and how they hatch. And I have two nonfiction books to read to you today. One is called Egg Story, and this one is called Chickens. Nonfiction books are not fake. They're in our library, and they have numbers on the spine. And this would be in the animal section, in the farm animal section, actually. So this is in the 600s. One of the reasons that you can tell that it's nonfiction is not just about where it's placed in the library, but nonfiction books have things like a table of contents, so you can skip right to the area that you want to learn more about. So for example, if you wanted to learn more about baby chickens, you could go straight to page 10. Also, in a nonfiction book, you have a glossary, and that is at the end of the book. And the glossary is where you find the definition to all of the bold print words that are in this particular book. So we're going to learn about all of these words, but if you want to know the exact definition, you can flip to the back. So let's go ahead and get started and learn a little bit more about chickens. Chickens are farm birds that come in many sizes and colors. There are many different kinds of chickens, and people all over the world raise chickens. You can see that the word raise is in bold, and so if we don't know what raise means, which is to help something grow up, I could find that definition in the back. Farm chickens are related to wild chickens that still live in the jungles of Asia. Wild chickens fly up into the trees at night to keep out of danger. Welcome to the farm. Well, on this farm, there are hundreds of free-range chickens. Free range is in bold print again. Free range means that they can run around wherever they want to go. Chickens are free range in a grassy field. They're very friendly, and when they see people, they think that they're going to be fed. Farmers often raise more than one kind of animal. On this farm, there are also cows. Now let's meet the chicken. There's a lot to take in here. So this gives you all the different parts. We've got the tail and the wing. And then we also have the ear, which is really hard to see, but the ear on a chicken is just like a little hole. And then we also have the beak and the nostril and the leg. And on this side, they also show you the crow on a rooster, the wattle, as well as the spur, which is the very back part of the foot, as well as the foot itself and the toes. The female chicken is called a hen. She lays about 6 eggs at a time, and then she sits on them for 21 days. This keeps them warm until they hatch. Male chickens are called roosters, and they are bigger than hens and have larger combs and wattles. Comb and wattle. Their feathers are more colorful. Roosters may use their spurs to fight enemies. Now let's meet the baby chickens. They're so cute and fluffy. Baby chickens are called chicks. They have a special egg tooth on their beaks to help them break their shell when they hatch. Chicks are covered with down. That's a special kind of feather. Chicks make cheeping sounds. The hen teaches them to feed. She pecks at food and then drops it for the chicks to eat. They copy her and they learn how to peck. Where do they live? Well, on this farm, the chickens live in hen houses. These stand in a large field of grass. An electric fence keeps predators out. That's another bold word. Predators meaning anything that wants to eat the chicken. And of course, you know that everybody loves chicken, so it is hard to keep the predators away. Each house has a thick layer of shavings on the floor, and this keeps the chicken's feet clean and dry. Each house has an egg box. The farmer opens them from outside to collect the eggs every day. And what do they eat? Chickens peck at anything to see if it's good to eat. They eat plants, seeds, dirt, insects, and worms. Chickens swallow their food without chewing. The food is ground up in the gizzard, another bold word. Chickens peck at the grass. They also eat wheat and cereal mix called layers mash from a trough, and they drink from a waterer. This is a trough. They don't have a picture of a waterer here. Staying healthy. Chickens have wings, but they cannot fly too far. They need plenty of space to run around. They prefer grass because it keeps their feet clean. And they preen to keep their feathers clean. Preening means that they use their beaks to make their feathers all go in the same direction. They comb them with their beaks, and they also take dust baths, which keeps them cool. And how do they sleep? Well, young chicks sleep under their mother during the day and at the night. She fluffs up her feathers to let them all underneath her. Like other birds, chickens roost at night. Their feet hold onto a branch so that they can't fall off when they're asleep. Some hen houses have rods for chickens to roost on. Raising chickens. The farmer opens up the hen houses as soon as it's light, and in the evening he closes it. He also fills up the food and the water. It's a lot of work to raise hens, so this farmer buys his hens from someone else. He buys them at 4 months old, just before they start laying eggs. I don't know if you've ever been to the post office when all of the chicks are coming in, but a lot of people order chicks and they come in the mail. And then the post office calls them and says, your chicks are here, come and get them. But you can hear them peep, 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 peeping in the back. Well, how are chickens used? You know how chickens are used. They're not just used as pets or for fun, but we eat their eggs and sometimes we eat their meat. The eggs come from laying hens, and the meat comes from chickens called roasters or broilers. You wouldn't want to eat the meat from a laying hen because the laying hens are older and the meat tends to be tough, whereas the broilers and the roasters, they are created so that they grow really fast and their meat is super tender. There's other kinds of chicken farms. Some big chicken farms sell thousands of eggs, and on these farms, the hens stay inside. The eggs are collected every day, and they're cleaned and sold at stores. Most of the chicken meat we buy comes from big farms that only raise broilers. These chickens grow big very quickly. Some farmers raise many different types of chickens. Some farmers like to raise brightly colored or bantam chickens. They may show them at fairs. Some special farms called hatcheries raise chicks to sell to other farmers. And these farms often use machines to incubate the eggs. And that's what we used to do in the kindergarten classes, incubate the eggs, keep them nice and warm without the chicken mamas to have to do it. So at the end of this nonfiction book, there's a little thing that's called Fact File with some fun facts about chickens. Chickens don't have a good sense of taste or smell, but they can see and hear really well. They even learn to do simple tricks if someone rewards them with food. I think this is a cool chicken fact. Chickens have special organs in their legs that can feel tiny vibrations, tiny movements in the soil, so they can tell if a fox is on its way. That keeps them safe. The heaviest type of chicken in the world is called a white sully. The largest was a rooster named Weirdo, and in 1973, Weirdo weighed 22 pounds. That's the size of a small dog. Chickens also have a special pouch in their throats called a crop, and the crop holds the food and then sends it down to the stomach, because as we learned earlier, they don't chew their food. One of the words that we looked at earlier was gizzard, muscular part of a chicken's stomach that helps grind food up, since they don't have teeth and they don't chew the same way we do. Well, anyways, that's a little bit about a chicken and a little bit about a non-fiction book, and I hope that you enjoyed it.